It all started with words, words that would echo far beyond the walls of the White House. Words from President Donald Trump that sent a shockwave across the globe, especially to Canada, where the impact was felt almost instantly. On what seemed like a normal day, Trump unveiled a vision that sounded more like a movie plot than foreign policy, talking about changing the very map of North America, a move that no one saw coming. This wasn't a quiet suggestion. It was a bold, headline-grabbing declaration that put Canada on high alert, forcing sudden decisions about its future, its sovereignty, and its defense. For decades, the U.S. Canada relationship was stable and friendly, with the world's longest undefended border, a symbol of trust and cooperation. But Trump's statements introduced a new, unsettling tension, questioning not just Canada's independence, but its very sense of security. For Canadians, it felt like the ground was shifting beneath their feet, and the old rules of diplomacy were being rewritten in real time. The pressure wasn't just about words, it was about power, control, and the future of the continent. Canada, proud of its unique identity and diversity, now faced a moment of truth that would test its unity and resolve. Ottawa knew it couldn't ignore the comments. A strong, clear response was needed to reassure its people and the world, and so began a story of a quiet country pushed to show its strength, determination, and readiness to defend its values. Canada, often seen as the polite neighbor, was about to make serious military moves in the Arctic, signaling a new era in its defense strategy. These moves would signal a major shift in how Canada sees its place in a rapidly changing world, and how it intends to protect its future on the global stage. President Trump's vision for North America was simple, yet absolutely shocking. An idea that caught many off guard and sparked intense debate across the continent. He boldly proposed that Canada should become the 51st state of the United States, effectively erasing the border and merging two nations into one. Trump argued this would save America money, streamline resources, and create a unified continent, essentially erasing a country from the map and redrawing North America as we know it. He insisted he preferred negotiation over force, but the very idea of a friendly neighbor giving up its independence was deeply alarming to many. For Canadians, their country is more than just land or economics. It's a unique blend of culture, laws, and a proud history that shapes their national identity. The suggestion that Canada could be bought, bargained away, or simply absorbed was deeply unsettling and even offensive to many citizens. Trump's interest in Greenland was even more aggressive, openly hinting at the use of military force for strategic gain in the Arctic region. This made his supposedly peaceful words about Canada seem far less reassuring, casting doubt on his true intentions. Canada suddenly faced a dilemma. How do you respond when your closest ally and trading partner suggests taking you over, even if only in theory? The government had to walk a fine line, balancing the need to maintain good relations with the U.S. while fiercely protecting Canadian sovereignty. Trump's words, whether meant seriously or as a tactical move, forced Canada to rethink its approach to national security and defense. Suddenly, defense wasn't just about distant threats. It was about unpredictable ideas and ambitions from its closest friend. Canada realized it had to act decisively to safeguard its future. The Arctic, once a remote and frozen wilderness, untouched for centuries, is now emerging as a new global hotspot, drawing the world's attention like never before. Melting ice is opening up previously impassable shipping routes, such as the legendary Northwest Passage, dramatically changing the landscape of global trade and transportation. These new routes make the Arctic not only incredibly valuable but also fiercely competitive, as nations race to stake their claims. Countries worldwide are now eyeing the region's vast, untapped resources, oil, gas, and precious minerals, hoping to secure their share of the Arctic's wealth. The once quiet North is rapidly becoming a strategic battleground, with military presence increasing year by year. For Canada, which boasts one of the world's longest Arctic coastlines, This is a direct challenge to its sovereignty and authority in the region. The question of who truly owns the Arctic is more urgent and contentious than ever before. Is the Northwest Passage an international waterway, open to all? Or does Canada have the right to control it exclusively? This debate is about more than just geography. It's about national sovereignty and long-term security. As the world's focus shifts northward, Canada must demonstrate that it is firmly in charge of its own backyard, ready to defend its interests. The melting ice isn't just a climate story anymore. It marks the beginning of a new era of global competition and high-stakes diplomacy. Canada can no longer afford to be passive or complacent in the face of these challenges. The Arctic's future is now a matter of national survival, and the choices made today will shape the region for generations to come. Trump's comments and Arctic competition forced a serious debate in Canada. For years, Canada spent less than NATO's recommended 2% on defense, drawing criticism from allies. Trudeau's plan to increase spending by 2032 was seen as too slow. With Russia and China growing more assertive, the pressure to act was intense. Trudeau's resignation sparked a leadership race, with military spending and Arctic security at the center. Opposition leaders promised faster action and a permanent Arctic base. Protecting the North became a top priority for all parties. The debate shifted from numbers to national identity. Should Canada remain a soft power or become a hard power? A consensus emerged. Canada needed to be stronger and more assertive. In response, Canada announced a major plan to strengthen its Arctic military presence. The government committed $2.67 billion over 20 years to upgrade key northern locations. The focus: Inuvik, Yellowknife, and Iqaluit, strategic hubs for the Canadian Armed Forces. Investments include longer airstrips, new logistics facilities, and better infrastructure for year-round operations. These upgrades mean more than buildings. They boost capability. Enhanced hubs allow for better surveillance, faster emergency response, and a persistent Arctic presence. This is the foundation of a new strategy: building a northern shield. The shield protects sovereignty, secures resources, and ensures community safety. Canada is sending a clear message: it takes its Arctic responsibilities seriously. The world is watching as Canada asserts control over its vast icy frontier. This is not just about defense, it's about shaping the future. Canada is ready to defend its territory against any challenge. At the heart of Canada's Arctic plan is sovereignty, control over its own land. The Department of National Defense insists a stronger military presence is essential. As the Arctic opens up, being visible and in control is crucial. The goal: keep Canada secure, monitor who enters, and protect valuable resources. It's also about safeguarding northern communities, many of them Indigenous. Military investment means investing in the nation's future. Every new runway or troop stationed sends a message: this is our land. A visible presence deters challenges and maintains stability. Canada wants a strong voice in Arctic affairs, backed by credible force. The new plan is a tool to secure national interests and leadership in the North. Canada is no longer a passive observer, it's an active Arctic power. Canada's Arctic buildup is part of a bigger global game. The Arctic is now a chessboard for world powers, especially Russia and China. Russia is rebuilding military bases and expanding its icebreaker fleet, seeking control over the northern sea route. China, calling itself a near-Arctic state, is investing in research and infrastructure, aiming for influence and resources. This competition complicates Canada's position, pressured by the U.S. to do more, but wary of America's unpredictability. Canada must strengthen its defenses against rivals while managing a complex relationship with its main ally. The stakes in the North have never been higher. Canadian leaders agree, unity and strength are essential. The challenges, pressure from allies, competition from rivals, require a united nation. Protecting sovereignty is everyone's responsibility, from coast to Arctic. Defense is no longer about aggression, but about being prepared and responsible. Strength means more than military might. It's about alliances, too. Canada must work closely with the U.S. and other Arctic nations for a stable region. Collaboration on surveillance, training, and diplomacy is key. This is a wake-up call. Freedom and independence must be defended. By investing in its northern shield, Canada reaffirms its commitment to sovereignty and partnership. The path forward demands both a strong defense and a united people. Canada's Arctic awakening is just beginning. The real work, building new facilities and maintaining a year-round presence, lies ahead. The next Prime Minister will shape how far and fast this vision goes. International dynamics will keep shifting, with Russia, China, and the U.S. all watching closely. Canada must stay flexible, ready to adapt to new threats and opportunities. Its ability to work with allies will be crucial in this crowded strategic space. The Arctic's future is the world's future. Security, trade, and the environment all depend on what happens next. Pay attention. The story unfolding in the icy north will shape us all.